Hey guys, today's video is a book review video for The House of Hades by Rick Riordan, the fourth book in the Heroes of Olympus series, which is a sequel series to the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. I read the book in November, but I wasn't making videos at all in November and most of December as well, because of NaNoWriMo taking up so much of my time and then never getting started again on making videos. I just never got around to it. But I did take notes for making a review later, so I've got them, and here it is, and there'll be ones for these two books over here later as well. For the moment though, beware, spoilers are in effect because it is the fourth book in a series, and it's a fantastic book and I just want to talk about so many different things about it. So, on we go! First of all, I want to talk about the Tartarus journey, which is one of the main bits of the story. I felt it was a fantastic piece of Greek mythology literature, and just captured so much about it in brilliance. They had several of the old enemies turning up, they had several allies appearing, they had different bits of myths turning up, so much good stuff. But what I most liked about it was how it was kind of half philosophical, where it had the good monsters, Bob / Iapetus, and Damason, as well as Small Bob, the skeleton saber-toothed cat. The nature of the goodness of them versus the evilness, and the fact that there's always one good one, at least according to Bob. Additionally, Arclis, the goddess of poisons and stuff like that, and the Arai, the spirits of curses. Oh my god, they were some of the scariest enemies that Percy and Annabeth have faced so far. It was ridiculous. I loved them. They were fantastic enemies. Brilliant. I wish that I could encounter more of these at some point. Not me personally, but in the books. In the books. It would be a really cool idea. Next thing I want to talk about is the Nico reveal. Now, this was a very controversial topic. Nico coming out as gay was a very controversial topic because it didn't seem like it had all that much foreshadowing or anything beforehand, but it did feel organic, at least to me. I understood where it came from. It felt like it organically grew out of his character, even if Rick didn't intentionally put it in to begin with and then added it in later. It sort of felt organic in some ways. I mean, Nico's in denial about so many different things that just another one to be in denial of, and it adds in some more motivation for things to do with him and Percy, and yeah, really liked it. Felt that the entire time I was kind of like, what? Ah! This is awesome. And of course it's adding even more diversity to what seems almost like a token cast at the time, but I'm pretty sure it's not, and Rick's very good at being very diverse in things. I think that he maybe regretted not being as diverse in the first books, in the Percy Jackson ones, the ones solely devoted to Percy, whereas these more devoted to a huge cast rather than just the two, well, 3 or 4 that were in the first ones. The next point I want to talk about is Calypso and Leo, which was fantastic. It did almost feel like we don't really want Leo to be the complete 7th wheel, but we don't really have a loose end for him. Oh wait, yes we do, we have Calypso. Go for it. And you sort of think, oh, but Calypso's not into nerdy, geeky guys like Leo, is she? Wrong! Odysseus was kind of like that in his own time, and he's where she really turned up in the main stories, well, the main myths involving her, which I find is fantastic, and and the chemistry worked between them. It almost felt like beginning Annabeth Percy. Another point that I really want to talk about is Jason's character development. At times he had felt like a two-dimensional character up until this point, aside from some of the stuff in the Lost Hero where he was really quite cool, but in the third book he did at times seem a bit two-dimensional. But in this one, he really grew as a character. I really liked it. I really liked the way that they did him in this one, because it showed much more facets to his character. It showed it so he's giving himself more grief about things than he really should be, and he's taking it all on himself, but he feels like he can't show it because he's got to always be, oh, this big hero guy and all that. But no, this actually showed that he's not so perfect as he seemed in the other books, which I loved. I loved that fact that they did that. That Rick did that. The only other point I really want to kind of bring up is Leo's little philosophy that he shares with Hazel right before they go into their little confrontation with Pasiphae and Clytius. Going from the book, he says, "I figure the universe is basically like a machine. I don't know who made it, if it was the Fates or the gods or capital G God or whatever, but it chugs along the way it's supposed to most of the time. Sure, little pieces break and stuff, goes haywire once in a while, but mostly things happen for a reason. Like you and me meeting." Which I feel is a beautiful way of putting it, and it's a great way to go through life. I kind of wish that that bit of philosophy kind of came into my life earlier, because it would have made so much more sense for me the entire time. If you like this video, like it, share a comment or whatever down below, and I shall see you later this week, hopefully, if I manage to get myself sorted out, and if not, I shall see you next time. See ya.